Hi friends, welcome to the HB Learns channel. Today, we're diving into API versioning, a crucial practice for evolving your APIs without breaking your users' trust. Whether you're building a small app or managing a complex enterprise API, knowing how to handle changes smoothly is key. So, let's get started. APIs are everywhere. They connect systems, power apps, and deliver data to users worldwide. But as your application evolves, you will need to update your APIs, adding features, fixing bugs, or improving performance. Here's the challenge. Once developers start building on your API, even small changes can break their code. That's where versioning comes in, to protect users from unexpected surprises. Imagine your API currently returns financial data in US dollars. One day, you add euros to the response without creating a new API version. Suddenly, apps expecting the old format break. You don't need a new version every time you tweak something. But if you rename fields, remove data, or change required parameters, these are breaking changes and call for a new version. There are two main strategies for handling API changes. The additive change strategy, the explicit versioning strategy. With the additive approach, you only add new optional fields or endpoints, no removals or renames. For example, if some clients don't need market_cap info, you can add a parameter like exclude_market_cap equals true to opt out, without breaking others. This works well for small APIs with minimal change. The explicit versioning strategy is the opposite. You maintain multiple versions at once. Want to rename a field or change behavior? Release a new major version. This lets you evolve your API freely while keeping older versions stable. Companies like Stripe and Slack use this method to manage their APIs for millions of users. How do users specify which API version to use? There are three popular methods. URL path versioning, the most common. Versions appear in the URL, like v1 stocks or v2 stocks. This is clear, easy to debug, and works well with documentation. Custom HTTP header. The version goes in a header, like API version 2. This keeps URLs clean but can be tricky to implement and cache. Query parameter. The version is in the query string, such as version equals 2. Less common and can conflict with other parameters. Consistency is key. Most major APIs stick to URL path versioning because it's simple and visible. Once you decide to version, how do you name versions? The industry standard is semantic versioning, or SemVer. It uses three numbers: major, minor, patch. Major changes break compatibility, like renaming fields. Minor adds backward compatible features, like new optional fields. Patch is for bug fixes and small tweaks. For example, moving from version 2.0.0 to 3.0.0 signals breaking changes, so developers know to update their code. APIs don't live forever. As you release new major versions, you should plan to sunset older versions, ideally with 6 to 12 months of notice for users to migrate. A useful technique is the sunset HTTP header, which tells clients when support ends. For example, sunset Saturday the 31st of December 2025, 23 hours 59 minutes and 59 seconds Greenwich Mean Time. After that date, requests to the old version may return errors or redirect to the new one. Managing versions manually is hard. Luckily, there are great tools. OpenAPI Specification, Swagger, lets you define each version clearly, track changes, and generate documentation. Tools like OpenAPI Diff compare API versions to detect breaking changes automatically. API gateways like Amazon API Gateway or Kong help route requests to the correct API version based on URL or headers. These tools save time and reduce errors, making your versioning strategy easier to maintain. To wrap up, version your API to protect your users from breaking changes. Choose a strategy that fits your API size and growth. Use clear versioning methods like URL path versioning and semantic versioning. Communicate lifecycle and deprecations clearly. Leverage tools to automate versioning tasks. A well-designed versioning plan builds trust, keeps developers happy, and helps your API thrive. Thanks for watching. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell for more engineering tips. And if you want to dig deeper, check out the Polymathic Engineer Newsletter linked below. See you next time.